Hello everyone, this is In-Game Arts. We're doing another unboxing, another breakdown, another demo. This is This War of Mine, the little ones. To start off, the saying that this is an import. It's only available in UK. I don't know if anybody really knows this has a physical copy. This does come with most of all the DLC and patches on the disc that they released before they released the expansion, the little ones to it. It is available on Steam, that's how I'm aware of it. Now, there was a small patch, and it does add the bunker onto it, and it's apparently exclusive to PlayStation 4. Now, I don't know if that's completely exclusive or if that's changed in the future. Now it's available on all platforms. But regardless, it still sucks that that's not on the disc, but the overall content on the disc is still well worth a pickup if you're a collector. Now, this War of Mine is a game that emphasizes on more about civilians and trying to survive when the war conflict is going around. Now, I want to point out that there's got several more game modes you can play out. You can play a story mode, you can play a random generated mode, where it just got random selection areas and characters, and then you can actually create your own story mode, where you can actually pick who you're going to start with, create your own character. It's kind of limited on your character creating, but you can set up your own theme, how you want to go with it, like how many people survive, how many days you got to go before the war comes to an end, and how long you got to try to survive. Females, kids, you can even choose starting with kids around or not kids, and try to survive. How difficult, how much of the war is raging out, and how long winter will last. It's got a lot of customization, and it provides a lot of those fields for you in case you were more interested in making your own kind of setup and everything. Now, other than that, like I said, this game focuses on just the people who survive during a war conflict. And most times we know when we play games, you're either a soldier or some like rebellion or something like that. You're usually some kind of fighter trying to fight the war. But this is about just the normal folks who try to survive the war. Because when war breaks out within a nation or something like that, it is not everyone's going to just take up arms and fight. You just got to try to survive and try to. Hopefully you don't have to resort to such drastic means to survive. And that's why I think this game doesn't get appreciation or notice for what it is, because most people would generally do not look at a kind of game like this and see it as entertaining, because this is more of a survival game. If you've played something like Last of Us, and you would get that strong vibe about it, but just get rid of the zombie kind of theme and just be realistic with war. Because there's a slight fluid combat. There's mostly just about gathering supplies, taking risks, taking chances, and knowing that sometimes you're going to have to do some bad things to try to survive this war that's going on, because you're not a part of it. You don't have no control over it. You just got to hope that you can survive as long as the war can come to an end. And that's something that's not really touched on, and I thought that was really appreciative. That a game will touch on the fact that war is hell, and most people will ignore the fact that of all the people who actually end up getting hurt the most. And that is something I really appreciate about this game, because this game is not easy at all. Because like I said, if you play it on with some of the highest settings and stuff like that, you will lose. And if you're gonna have to make some drastic measures to survive, especially if you have like kids and women or something like that, or you're just trying to survive just by yourself, because supplies are scarce. This is like one of those ultimate survival experiences here, because you're gonna have to do some bad things, and even game case even tells you that as soon as you accept that you're gonna do some bad things, the sooner you can be able to survive. And that's something I think this game really strong for. Now, other than the aesthetic of graphics, it's got like a mushy kind of like old wartime feel, but it's not in World War. It's not the older time wars. It's a modern war, and It's got a nice theme to it, but sometimes its coloring can make certain objects and things like that kind of hard noticeable. One time I ran into an enemy, I didn't even see him there because he blended in with the environment. He wasn't like trying to blend in the environment, he was just standing there, I just didn't see him. And sometimes the controls can be a little slippery. I'll be running one way and then he'll just take off the other direction, and certain times I'll be trying to go down the stairs quietly, and then he was like running down the stairs. And like I said, navigating the menus, you have to be very precise. So I recommend for your first time playing it, put everything on the lowest, start a custom game, and put everything on the lowest. Be by yourself so you can learn how to play, because there's no tutorials in this game. I think that's one of the biggest flaws in this game, is that there's no way, it doesn't teach you anything. You're going to have to learn how to play. And that's perfect fine. There's nothing really wrong with that. Certain games are just like that. It's just a way to adapt to how that play style. And like I said, This game is just more of a survival kind of thing, like Minecraft or what, if you will. It's got like areas and decisions makings and stuff like that, and like I said, man, you have to look out for your other teammates, and sometimes you have to sacrifice your teammates to keep going. There's lots of equipment to gather, certain supplies. You got to think strategically who you're gonna send out, because each character has their own bonuses and buffs. Some of them like are a smoker or a heavy drinker and so on and so forth, and that you need to provide to those things to them, because then they'll either start getting edgy or sad, and their emotions will affect them. Like if you kill somebody with my character I have here in Game Arts, his psychology will be affected, and he would be sad or depressed and everything. And he will talk about the things he's done to try to survive. And these are really key things that make an experience more worthwhile, because then it makes your decisions not only just feel like you just made a decision, it affects your character. Because now, as much as we all want to say what we would and wouldn't do in certain situations, can we really truly say that until we're actually there and we're starving and trying to stay warm, and you got maybe friends and family you want to protect? No one wants to think about those situations, and this game kind of touches on that. And I was kind of sad because I actually was playing one through, and it was me, and I started with a little girl, and I was trying to like be like a father figure, trying to watch out for her because she like lost her parents, and I end up getting shot, and I end up dying from my wounds, and she was left all alone. I felt terrible about that, and it made me more cautious about my actions and about understanding that I have to look out for others, and I have to take care of this little girl. And it made me appreciate this game for what it's trying to be. And I think a lot of people could get a little depressed by this game, especially if you have any experience, or if you know of someone who's been through this, or your grandparents or so on and so forth, because then it can be a truly traumatic experience for some people who don't know the experience of it. As I said, it's a good game, but it could have used up a little bit more polish. Like, combat's kind of clunky sometimes, and the gameplay is there, but sometimes it could have been more refined. All in all, I think this is a great pickup if you're someone who's really interested in these kind of concepts, because this is something that indie games do, and as a bonus, the more you know. This is from the same publisher and developers as the people who made that Deadlight unboxing I did earlier ago. And it's worth a check out. It's got ways you can approach things, do certain things, and prepare for things. You can upgrade your where you're staying. You can prepare for whatever, build radios, build chairs. You can do all these crazy things you can do to prepare yourself for what needs to come and what you need to survive. As always, I will put links down in the description if you're interested in a copy. I thank you all for watching. Hit the like, subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me. And I thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all guys in the next episode. Bye-bye!